brain makes sounds, right? You're like, you know, it sounds kind of like a weird little kitten. You know, you're like, why is there a kitten in my brain? You know, a little hardcore. Weird. Yeah. That's a weird sound. Good morning, Derek Anderson, Bill D. Good morning, my friends. It is a beautiful Monday morning. It is. Beautiful Monday. It's a crisp, not quite cool, not crisp, not autumn crisp yet, but it's getting there. Good morning, good morning. Still got plenty of time to wake up, waiting on people. Morning, Jesus Christ. Good morning. Every time I get to say good morning, Jesus Christ, you've been here for what, 3 years? I've been here for 3 years? What the hell? Hip kitty, good morning. Good morning. Glad you guys are here. We're going to have a good day today. A little low key. I've been kind of crazy. Good morning, Waz. Good morning, Danny. Good morning, Lovely. Jesus Christ and Hip Kitty having their little relationship together on the scroll. It's beautiful. Talking to each other. Good morning, Jay. C. J.C. Good morning, Deborah Pearl, by the way. Deborah, there we go. I haven't heard of this group. I haven't. But the shirt, I got it. Thank you. Thank you. Morning, Pacers. Morning, Nerd. Good morning. The family's here. All my friends. Good morning. Don't forget to hit the like button. I know some of you are like, I'll hit it on my way. I'll do whatever, you know, like I'll make sure I hit it when I close off, and then I'll close them, and then some of you don't. Okay, it's fine. Morning, Kimberly Bolden. Kimberly Brass Bolden. What? I did it. Is there, so there's gold and golden, right? Is it brass and brassin? Like if you brass something, if I made something out of brass, that I brassed it? Or if it's brass, it's not brassin, it's just brass, right? That's got a golden shine to it. Versus that's got a brass shine to it. First off, brass, not quite shiny. It reflecto, mirror-o, but not quite, I don't know if I'd call it shiny. Copper, it would be shiny. I don't know, aluminum. I don't know. Brassed. Kimberly Brassed. I don't know. Golden Bolden sounds better. It rhymes even. Good morning, Niffer. Good morning. Free's here. Oh boy, good morning to Free. Four Leaf. Who's the... Man. Good morning, friends. Deborah Pearl sent me the shirt last week, and I didn't say thank you. I forgot, and I was like, you know what I'll do is I'll wear it on the show. So I'm glad you're here, Deborah. Because in my head, I'm like, well, when's the last time I saw Deborah on the show? It's been a couple weeks. Like, is she even going to be there? Am I wearing this for someone that won't be there? They'll be there in person, in spirit. They'll probably see like a clip of it later. I don't know. You know? And then the existentialism of it all kind of kicked into my head. Like, my viewers, you people, are dressing me like you. Where is my individuality? Where am I? Where am I? I am you. I don't know. I'm kidding. That was dramatic. I'm just being... Of course, I'm not sorry for being dramatic. It's who I am. Good morning. By the way, Waz, am I... maybe there's a beginning one. Alright. There we go. You know what, folks? First, let's do an update. Should we do an update of the land? Do you want to see an update? I know that like some of you have been following along on Instagrams with my foam board thing. Deborah Pearl sent me this, the obituary. I apparently need to listen to this group. Apparently, I don't know. I got to. I nice shirt, great shirt. Oh, let me show you the back. Let me show you. I don't remember exactly what the back says. It's kind of, it's whatever. There we go. There. There. I guess. Okay. So, let's take a quick tour of the land. All right. Let me. As you all have maybe been noticing, that Pops and I have been kind of getting onto like a modeling shtick. Pops is really good at modeling, really good. So let's look at the land as it is now. Look as it is now. I got snow right there. Kind of. That's rubber cement, paint, and perlite. And then here's my the beginning of a pine forest. Pine forest number 1, there's tree stumps. And that's all my dirt. I went and I bought dirt. Pops was like, well, you don't need to buy dirt. Just like dry the dirt out that we naturally have. I'm like, I'm going to go buy dirt. I'm not going to use actual dirt. Actual dirt is dirty. And then this is lichen stuff that can be formed into plants or whatnot. And then I made a wall out of the perlite. That took a while. It took a few days for me to figure out how to put the wall together. And I painted the wall, and that's gravel. And then you can see I used some, I made it look like I'm propping the wall up. It's kind of cool. And boom, I got my tree. I really like this tree. This is a poorly constructed tree, by the way. You shouldn't make the tree this way. But I did, and I really like that tree. And I've got a little swamp area. And then I got another pine tree area. I still have to make the pine trees. I got to tell you, the trees are hard AF if you don't have the right glue. I feel like if I get the right glue, it's going to be like easy peasy, treesy, squeezy. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like as soon as if I get the right glue, because I've been using Mod Podge and rubber cement, and I need like tacky glue. Hobby tack glue, which apparently dries in like, or goes tacky in like 15 minutes and is super clear at that point, and then you can use that to make your trees and blah 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 blah. Anyhow, so that's my little world, my little world. I call it the land. The other side of it that we've looked at before is an idyllic airstrip, is what I like to say. It's an idyllic airstrip. Morning, Catzilla. Hey, there's the Herbs. Herbie Von Werby, creative side hip kitty. Thank you. Thank you. As a friend of mine says, it keeps the brain busy. So, it keeps the brain busy. Let's see. You're thinking about moving into my car. Do you have any tips, Jim? If you're gonna sleep in the back seat, and make sure you put all your laundry in the trunk. And that's where you want to put your laundry. Don't get lazy about it and like leave it in the front wheel well. Okay, don't do that, because then who else is gonna be in your car? Who's gonna ride in your car? You know what I mean? Where are you gonna ride when someone's gonna be like driving you somewhere? You know, because if you're gonna live in your car, you don't want to drive your own house. You want someone, so I would hire someone to drive your car for you while you're sleeping. Someone asked if there were any tips on moving into their car. Yeah. If you can afford to move into your car, you can afford to hire someone to drive it for you. That's what I say. So, kind of what I want to do today is I want to get learny. I want to get bookie. I want to get bookie learning. I want to get let's just get into it. I got 4 sections that I think like 1, 2, 3, and then boom, the 4th one I think you're going to dig. I think especially on a Monday. Especially on a Monday when you're like, man, I just want to start this week and get it over with already. You know what? What do you mean? It's a Monday. Allison, good morning. Hip Kitty says you don't want the cops to see that you're living out of your car. No, you want someone else driving your car for you while you're living in it. That's all I'm saying. Good morning, Joe. Good morning. Good morning to anybody that I haven't said good morning to. Good morning to people that say good morning to me that I haven't responded to. Good morning to people that haven't said good morning to me because they don't know that I don't know. Good morning. Let's just do it. Show of hands. Is it cool if we do a book day? Is it cool? I already got two hands. I got two hands. I got two hands. I have two hands. These hands, these strong hands. They used to be strong. I tried to hold on to them and they were left, you know. Katsula says yes. We got a hand from Lou. Lou? Niffer? Cat? Bill? Herbie? Herbie already coming in strong with the 18 and over. D. Anderson says book it. Jesus Christ says JC. In a bit. Joe D's. Hipkey says whatever, man. You're cool. San Francisco Scuttle. Corey. Nice drawback. Nice callback. It's all about the San Francisco Scuttle, my guy. You got to get the San Francisco Scuttle. If you don't get the San Francisco Scuttle, do you even know? You know what I mean? If you don't get the San Francisco Scuttle, do you even know? That's all I'm saying. All right, I guess we're doing book day. I kind of want to do book day. So we're going to do book day. We're going to do 4 sections. The 4th section you're really going to like. The 4th section is going to be like, oh, all right. Yeah, cool. Okay? And so what are the rules for book section, or for book day? I don't know. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm probably not going to be able to see what you guys are saying. I'll chime in after each of the sections, but you're up to the mercy of Derek and Herbie. To anybody that wants to come in and make any noise or whatnot. So, I don't know, man. It's just kind of a Monday. If I'm on your screen and I'm going to be reading at you all day. So, I'm going to be heckling the book. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to be pretending like I know what the hell I'm talking about before the book comes back and is like, no, this is what you're actually talking about. So, that's kind of what we do when we read by ourselves, isn't it? Where we're like, and then the book's like, if it's good enough, it's like, like back at you. I'm like, why am I heckling a book? Why is my book heckling me? It's one of the best books I've ever read in my entire life, by the way. Thank you to the folks, 2 of them. Oh my gosh. I know Derek. I can't remember the other one. It starts with the C. Calico Key. Both of them hate it when I'm like, hey, thanks guys for giving me that. And I'm like, it makes me feel good. Makes me feel good to thank you guys for the stuff you do for me. Deborah Pearl with the shirts. I wouldn't have clean shirt today if it wasn't for Deborah Pearl. That's a fact. I'm not going to have a clean shirt for a few weeks now. Thank you. But today, it's a good day. Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. This is an actual saying. You thought you heard this before somewhere. You've heard this in school. You've heard this in history class. You've heard this elsewhere. Your mom said it to you when you were picking your clothes up, and you're like, well, why do I have to keep picking my clothes up? And your mom's like, because you keep dropping your clothes. Those who cannot remember their pants are condemned to pick them up. You know? In The Life of Reason, 1905. That's when it was. That's when it came out. 1905. The Spanish-American philosopher George Santayana. What book am I reading, by the way? The philosophy book. I gave the big book hype and I didn't even tell you what the book was. What a turd. I'm a horrible, horrible host. Production hates me. We have meetings after the show, and every show they're like, God damn it. I'm like, what? The philosophy book, Big Ideas Simply Explained. In The Life of Reason, 1905, the Spanish-American philosopher George Santayana wrote that those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Santayana's naturalistic approach means that he sees knowledge and belief as arising not from reasoning, but through interaction between our minds and the material environment. Environment. Do you pronounce the N? The second N? There's 3 N's. Did you know there's 3 N's in environment? Santayana is often misquoted as saying that those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it. And this is sometimes understood to mean that we must do our best to remember past atrocities. But Santayana is actually making a point about progress. For progress to be possible, we must not only remember past experiences, but also be able to learn from them, to see different ways of doing things. So if you can't remember the past, you're gonna keep doing it. If you refuse to remember the past, that's different. If you don't want to remember the past, that's different. This is if you cannot remember the past. The psyche structures new beliefs through experiences, and this is how we prevent ourselves from repeating mistakes. Real progress, Santayana believes, is not so much a matter of revolution as of adaptation. Taking what we have learned from the past and using it to build the future. Civilization is cumulative, always building on what has gone before, in the same way that a symphony builds note by note into a whole. I like that. It's kind of like a rebrand of a lot of what we've learned already. You know, like we got our experiences lead us to our experiences. I think that comes next. I think someone else says something like that later. But like it's not a mistake if you don't do it again. It's just something that happened. All right. But if it's a mistake, you only know it's a mistake if it runs counter to what you wanted to have happen in the first place. But if it happens and then you're like, all right, we'll go with it, that's not a mistake. That's a thing. You went with it, you know? Anyhow. The next portion. It is only suffering that makes us persons. Miguel de Unamuno. The Spanish philosopher, novelist, and poet Miguel de Unamuno is perhaps best known for his book, The Tragic Sense of Life, 1913. Getting closer and closer to books you should have written yourself. In this, he writes that all consciousness is consciousness of death. We are painfully aware of our lack of immortality and of suffering. What makes us human is the fact that we suffer. At first glance, it may seem as if this idea is close to that of Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, who also said that suffering is an inescapable part of all human life. But Unamuno's response to suffering is very different. Unlike the Buddha, Unamuno does not see suffering as a problem to be overcome through practicing detachment. Instead, he argues that suffering is an essential part of what it means to exist as a human being and a vital experience. I don't know, man. You gotta root. I don't know. If all consciousness amounts to consciousness of human mortality and suffering, as Unamuno claims, and if consciousness is what makes us distinctively human, then the only way we can lend our lives a kind of weight and substance is to embrace this suffering. If we turn away from it, we are not only turning away from what makes us human, we are also turning away from consciousness itself. So anytime anyone around you is like, man, this sucks, you're like, yeah, I know, it's kind of cool, huh? No! Love or happiness, I don't know. There is also an ethical dimension to Unamuno's ideas on suffering. Okay. He claims that it is essential to acknowledge our pain because it is only when we face the fact of our own suffering that we become capable of truly loving other suffering beings. This presents us with a stark choice I cannot read. On the one hand, we can choose happiness and do our best to turn away from suffering. On the other hand, we can choose suffering and love. The first choice may be easier, but it is a choice that ultimately limits us, indeed, severs us from an essential part of ourselves. The second choice is more difficult, but it is one that opens the way to the possibility of a life of depth and significance. MVP, good morning. Suffering. You know, every time I think of the word suffering, I think of Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure. And they're down, and it's before they meet death, and and they're in the hallway, and they're like trying to pick the right door to get out of. Like, that's life right there. That's like that, and the only thing they can really, they open up the door, and there's Keanu's dad, yelling at him, sending him to military school. There's Bill's dad telling him, that you shouldn't be there, or I don't know, just all the horrible things that we remember of ourselves. They just are ourselves until we. Is Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure a brilliant movie or what? Holy crap! I think I just read the plot to Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure. That's insane. With and they play death, and it's they win. All right. Good morning. Our third installment in Book Day. Before I start reading this, I should probably wet the mouth. W-H-E-T, I think is the word I want. Not W-E-T. I don't know, wet? Is it? Who's got the definition of wet? W-H-E-T. Dakota, thank you. I appreciate you. MVP, it's good to see you too, my friend. Kimberly Golden shared a picture of you the other day. You're looking nice, guy. You're looking nice. All right. Third section of our epic book day. We might get the card. I might want to do a reading. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on how long this takes. Well, I feel like we're going to end a little earlier than I expected, but here we go. Believe in life. William Du Bois. B-O-I-S. I'm not exactly sure how French that is. I think it's French. I'm going to go like Louisiana French, and so instead of bois, I'm going to go boys. William Du Bois. In 1957, close to the end of his long life, William Du Bois lived from 1868 to 1963. 95. Close to the end of his long life, the American academic, political radical, and civil rights activist William Du Bois wrote what has become known as his last message to the world. Knowing that he did not have much longer to live, he penned a short passage to be read at his funeral. In this message, Du Bois expresses his hope that any good he has done will survive long enough to justify his life, and that those things he has left undone or has done badly may be taken up by others to be bettered or completed. Always, Du Bois writes, human beings will live and progress to a greater, broader, and fuller life. This is a statement of belief rather than a statement of fact. It is as if Du Bois is saying that we must believe in the possibility of a fuller life, or in the possibility of progress, to be able to progress at all. In this idea, Du Bois shows the influence of the American philosophical movement known as pragmatism. Let's go back to the first two sections. Those who remember the past are condemned to, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. So that's a naturalistic, it's based on your experiences. That's naturalism. It is only suffering that makes us persons. That's existentialism. That's about our humans, about who you are as a person. Existentialism. Believe in life. This is pragmatism, which claims that what matters is not just our thoughts and beliefs, but also the practical implications of these thoughts and beliefs. Du Bois goes on to say that the only possible death is to lose one's belief in the prospects for human progress. But there are also hints of deeper philosophical roots here, going all the way back to the ancient Greek idea of eudaimonia. E-U-D-A-I, monia, or human flourishing. For the let's read this word. For the philosopher Aristotle, this involved living a life of excellence based upon virtue and reason. Du Bois considers two of the major impediments to a life of excellence to be racism and social inequality. He rejects scientific racism, the idea that black people are inferior genetically to white people, and that was most prevalent throughout most of his life. At that time, growing up in Reconstruction South, in the North, and the whole country as a whole, still dealing with Jim Crow laws and such, inferiority, this dude had to listen to a lot about, what people thought that he was. And he's like, man, no, life. I'm going to believe in life, though. I'm still going to keep going. I still think we can get better. Scientists, eugenics, is coming around trying to tell people, nah, man, inferior. He's like, nah, I don't think we are. As racial inequality has no basis in biological science, he regards it as a purely social problem. one that can be addressed only by committed political and social activism. Like, that's radical ideas. Du Bois is tireless in his search for solutions to the problem of all forms of social inequality. He argues that social inequality is one of the major causes of crime, claiming that lack of education and employment are correlated with high levels of criminal activity. In his final message to the world, Du Bois reminds us that the task of bringing about a more just society is still incomplete. He states that it is up to future generations to believe in life, so that we can continue to contribute to the fulfillment of human flourishing. It's gotta get better. Basically, you gotta believe in life, man. Life finds a way. It's gotta find a way, doesn't it? Life finds a way. Believe in life. Whoa, let's get you. There we go. Goodness. Don't worry about it, Hip Kitty. We've got it under control. All right. Next section, we got section number 3 coming up. And I just saw that, and good job to whomever was loading the hammer down. So we got 4th section coming up here, and it'll be a good good little section, good little junction, segue. There we go. I think that's the word. All right. Let's see. But before we do that, should we just do it? Let's just do it. Let's just do it, guys. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. All right. Let's do it, Streety. Good morning, Streety. Let's go. Let's just do it, right? Let's just do it. You ready to do it? Let's do it with me. You know, dibble dabble do it. Dibble dabble do it. There we go. Oh, man. Look at what comes out of my mouth sometimes. It's beautiful. Dibble dabble do it. Morning. I didn't know. Street glide sliding in. Good morning, Streety. All right. Let's just do this. All right. What I mean by doing it is I'm obviously going to be sterilizing some lab equipment, because we are going to be dissecting a frog later, and I need my dab. I don't know. We're doing a hot dab today. Hot dab! Hot dab! We're not doing cold dab. We're doing hot dab! Hot dab. It's a beautiful sight. I'm happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman. We can name him Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. You can get a job like that in town. Later on, by the fire, as we lay and conspire. What a beautiful night. I'm having a night. Walking in a winter wonderland. Yeah, la 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 la. Walking in a winter wonderland. I got wrapped up in my song. I have to finish my song. You know? Alright, here we go, guys. Said I'm walking in a winter wonderland. had a John Michael Montgomery song running through my head earlier today. I don't remember what the song was, but I'm glad I had it in my head. I love the way you love me, and I love the way you love me. No, it's not. It's not it. And I love the way you. I don't know. There was another. There it is. I can love you like that. I would make you my world. Show you you're everything, you're precious to me. If you give me a chance, I can love you like that. It's actually an All for One song. And if you want tenderness, I've got tenderness. And I see through to the heart of you. If you want a man who will understand, you don't have to look very far. I can love you, girl. Oh, I can love you. Hey, I can love you. Oh, what the hell? I can love you like that. I would make you my world. Show you you're everything that's precious to me. Okay. Section, that was a good dab. Number 4. Section number 4. What I like is that we are getting into hardcore heavy philosophy and breaking John Michael Montgomery songs. All in the same show. We might be creating a little magic today, folks. Alright? Oh. I think between you, me, and the walls of this place, we might be creating just a little touch of happy. Here we go. 4th and final section for the day. The road to happiness lies in an organized diminution of work. Diminution of work. Diminution, that's a word, of work. The road to happiness lies in an organized diminution of work. Bertrand Russell. Let's get lazy, y'all. That's what that means. The road to happiness. I'm a lot happier knowing that means let's just get lazy. I don't want to hear the road to happiness lies in an organized diminution of work. What the hell? Does that mean I have to pay more taxes? What does that mean? The road. Let's get lazy, y'all. Oh, I know what that means. The road to it's like the road to happiness. It's like something you put on the archway, like walking into a bank, just to be ironic. And you're like, but what am I going to bring in? What am I depositing then? If I don't have, is this a bank of happiness? Why is it carved in the stone? How much work did it take to carve the diminution of work? The British philosopher Bertrand Russell was no stranger to hard work. His collected writings fill countless volumes. He was responsible for some of the most important developments in 20th century philosophy, including the founding of the School of Analytic Philosophy. And throughout his long life, he died at age 97, he was a tireless social activist. So why is this most active of thinkers suggesting that we should work less? Russell's essay, In Praise of Idleness, was first published in 1932, in the middle of the Great Depression, a period of global economic crisis following the Wall Street crash of 1929. It might seem distasteful to promote the virtues of idleness at such a time, when unemployment was rising to 1/3 of the working population in some parts of the world. We have like a 4% unemployment. Back then, 30%. Man. For Russell, however, the economic chaos of the time was itself the result of a set of deep-rooted and mistaken attitudes about work. Indeed, he claims that many of our ideas about work are little more than superstitions, which should be swept away by rigorous thinking. What is work? Russell begins by defining work, which he says is of two kinds. First, there is work aimed at altering the position of matter at or near the Earth's surface relative to other such matter. This is the most fundamental sense of work, that of manual labor. The second kind of work is telling other people to alter the position of matter relative to other matter. The second kind of work, Russell says, can be extended indefinitely. Not only can you have people employed to supervise people who move matter, but others can be employed to supervise the supervisors or give advice on how to employ other people, while still more can be employed to manage the people who give advice on how to employ people, and so on. The first kind of work, he says, tends to be unpleasant and badly paid, while the second tends to be more pleasant and better paid. These two types of work define two types of worker: the laborer and the supervisor. And these in turn relate to two social classes: the working class and the middle class. But to these, Russell adds a third class, who he claims has a lot to answer for: that of the leisured landowner, who avoids all work and who depends on the labor of others to support his or her idleness. According to Russell, history is littered with examples of people working hard all their lives and being allowed to keep just enough for themselves and their families to survive, while any surplus they produce is appropriated by warriors, priests, and the leisured ruling classes. And it is always these beneficiaries of the system, says Russell, who are heard extolling the virtues of honest toil, giving a moral gloss to a system that is manifestly unjust. This is coming out of the time of Marx, and we're dealing with the proletariat and the bourge and the bourgeois, and so we got the proletariat and the bourgeois, but this is America, so we got the working class and the middle class. And we've also got the supervisors. Is that what they call them? Hold on, this silly book. Let's make sure. What do you call them? The ruling class. So you got the ruling class, the middle class, and the working class. This fact alone, according to Russell, should prompt us to reevaluate the ethics of work. For by embracing honest toil, we comply with and even promote our own oppression. You're right. I should work 8 hours a day. I should. You're right. Russell's account of society, with its emphasis on the struggle between classes, owes something to the thought of the 19th century philosopher Karl Marx. I swear to God, I don't read ahead. I don't. Although Russell was always uneasy with Marxism, and his essay is as critical of Marxist states as it is of capitalist states. His view also owes much to Max Weber's book, The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism, first published in 1905, particularly Weber's examination of the moral claims that underlie our attitudes to work, claims that Russell insists should be challenged. So you got one guy who wrote a book that's like, hey, you should be a good worker. You should work for 8 hours a day, and you should appreciate your paycheck, and you should pay your taxes, and then after that, just live with your family to the best of your ability. And if your ability is your paycheck, then there you go. You know? Russell's like, what the? Hey, wait a second. For example, not only do we see work as a duty and an obligation, right, isn't it? You graduate from high school and you're like, all right, I gotta go get a job, or I gotta go to school, I gotta go get a job, you know? We also see different types of work as occupying a hierarchy of virtue, doesn't it? Shoe shiner versus a carpenter? Manual work is generally considered less virtuous. Oh, okay, so we're still saying shoe shiner and carpenter are the same. The architect. Okay, so we got shoe shiner and architect. Okay. Manual work is if any architects are out there taking offense, pay attention. It's generally considered less virtuous than more skilled or intellectual work. And we tend to reward people in accordance with this perceived virtue, rather than for what they produce. And given that we consider work itself to be inherently virtuous, we tend to see the unemployed as lacking in virtue. The more we think about it, the more it seems that our attitudes toward work are both complex and incoherent. What then can be done? Russell's suggestion is that we look at work not in terms of these curious moral ideas that are a relic of earlier times, but in terms of what makes for a full and satisfying human life. And when we do this, Russell believes, it is hard to avoid the conclusion that we should all simply work less. What, Russell asks, if the working day were only 4 hours long? Our present system is such that part of the population can be overworked and so miserable, while another part can be totally unemployed and so also miserable. This, it seems, does not benefit anyone. The importance of play. Remember back in you got The Shining, when all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, you know, and Jack wrote there's an entire book full of that sentence: all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I love that little piece of cinematic history in The Shining, the book. It's all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I can't think of the director. Stanley Kubrick, insisted that an entire book be filled with that sentence in order for it to maintain and have its little, ominous appeal to it in the movie. Someone took the time, and it was like they hand wrote it too, you know, and it wasn't like someone. Oh my God. Russell's view is that reducing our working hours would free us to pursue more creative interests. Moving matter about, Russell writes, is emphatically not one of the ends of human life. We're not just supposed to work. If we allow work to occupy every waking hour, we are not living fully. Russell believes that leisure, previously something known only to the privileged few, is necessary for a rich and meaningful life. It might be objected that nobody would know what to do with their time if they worked only for 4 hours a day. Like, all right, so now what do I do? But Russell regrets this. If this is true, he says, it is a condemnation of our civilization. What do you mean you're bored? Suggesting that our capacity for play and lightheartedness has been eclipsed by the cult of efficiency. I'll tell you what you can do with 4 more hours. You can go start a new job. You can start your own business. Have you started your own business yet? Why haven't you started your own business yet? Oh, you don't want to work for someone else? You better start your own business. We're going to give you $50,000 to make sure you stay in the workforce. A society that took leisure seriously, Russell believes, would be one that took education seriously. Because education is surely about more than training for the workplace. It would be one that took the arts seriously. Because there would be time to produce works of quality without the struggle that artists have for economic independence. Moreover, it would be one that took the need for enjoyment seriously. Indeed, Russell believes that such a society would be one in which we would lose the taste for war, because, if nothing else, war would involve long and severe work for all. That's a lot of work. What do you mean war? I'm too busy dancing. Russell's essay may appear to present something of a utopian vision of a world in which work is reduced to a minimum. It is not entirely clear how, even it were possible to reduce the working day to 4 hours, that this change would lead to the social revolution that Russell claims. Remember in COVID? Way back, when a lot of your office jobs are actually home jobs? You know what's really funny? Is they're making you go back to your office jobs to justify paying for the office that they built for you to do your job, which you can probably do at home. You're saving nickels and dimes for your company by going back to work at their building instead of holding on to your home. Think about that. You're just saving nickels and dimes for companies. Otherwise, what are they going to do with that building? Turn it into housing? Nor is Russell's faith in the idea that industrialization can ultimately free us from manual labor entirely convincing. The raw materials for industrial production still need to come from somewhere. Bertrand Russell would be an AI fan. Dude, you mean the computers will think for us? I'm in. All I have to do is stick a tube to my bladder? Is there a way that I can pee without having to pee? That's a Bertrand Russell question. Can I pee? I wanted to say poop, but I felt like that would have been crude. And I don't want to, in all of my... Is there a way that I can poop without having to poop? Despite these problems, Russell's reminder that we need to look more closely at our attitudes to work is one that remains relevant today. We take as natural the length of the working week and the fact that some kinds of work are rewarded more than others. It's true. CEO pay versus your manual labor pay versus, Hold on. I see it. Hold on. We got you back. And we all see it. We hear it in the news. Russell's reminder that we need to look more, blah, blah, blah. We take it natural, blah, 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 blah. Some kinds of work are rewarded more than others. Gas station attendants versus philosophers. That's a reference to some people here. Love you guys. For many of us, neither our work nor our leisure are as fulfilling as we believe they could be. And at the same time, we cannot help feeling that idleness is a vice. Russell's idea reminds us that not only do we need to scrutinize our working lives, but that there is a virtue and a usefulness to lounging, loafing, and idling. As Russell says, hitherto we have continued to be as energetic as we were before there were machines. In this we would have been foolish. But there is no reason to go on being foolish forever. Let the machines do the work, man. Just give in. Just download that Google. Get the Google. Let the Google your life away. Google it all off. I feel like there needs to be like a Bertrand Russell AI bot soon. That's like, I told y'all. I told you. Mm-hmm. So. Uh-oh. Nerd nature. Nerd. What's the topping of choice today? Hold on. We've got nerd twain pizza with extra ham, cheese, and oh man, that's really Hawaiian pizza. Is that what that is? Is that? Did you write Hawaiian without writing Hawaiian? Jesus Christ! And now I gotta read Hawaiian, and I know what the hell Hawaiian pizza means. You're right, Nerd Nature. That is absolutely disgusting. You're right. That's nasty. Pineapple on pizza. Doesn't happen. Alright? You want to get me going? You put pineapple on my pizza. Oh, we'll see some work getting done, okay? We'll see some work getting done. Each of those slices, all the little juice, I want the pineapple juice that's soaked into I want that scooped out of the pizza too. I want zero memory. I will not repeat that. It will not be a part of my past. I will not have to worry about cannot repeating the past. Will not. It won't even be a part of my past. That's how much I want it out of my pizza. Do you understand me? I'll make you suffer. I'm trying to bring it all together, and I can't remember the third one. What's the third one? We've got we got that one. We've got, what's the third section? There we go. Believe in life. Believe in me. Wow. Whew. That was believe in life. Believe in me. Wow. Now I know what Walter White felt like when he's like, say my name. Like, what? Heidelberg. It's Habakkuk. I don't know. Habakkuk. Is it Habakkuk? I screamed out Habakkuk when I saw that. I was like, Habakkuk! It's Habakkuk! That was a good episode. I was like, wow, Walter White just scared the piss out of me. I don't know. If you ever scared out Habakkuk, it's because you were scared. If you've ever yelled out, screamed out, if you've ever scared out, it's because you were screamed. All right, folks. It's been a good Monday. We've learned some good stuff. Just let the machines do the work, y'all. Just let the machine do the work. Who cares if the machine makes some mistakes? Whatever. Pay attention, I guess. Whatever, Just go live your life. Go be you for a little while. Let the machine do it. All right. Let the machines do it. Just give in. And these, I'm not saying this isn't Cypher though. This is no. This is what is it? This is Tank. Tank's like, you guys want to go hang out in the Matrix for a little while? All right, let's see what the Matrix can do to your brains. You know, let's see what this machine can do to you. Yeah, I feel like Tank is Bertrand Russell. Oh man, I'm figuring out this movie left and right. I don't know who wrote this movie, but I'm figuring it out. Okay, let's get out of here. It's been a Monday. I feel like I've had a good day. Let's take another drink of my Mountain Dew flavored Mountain Dew. Just be a robot. Just give in. You know? Autobot. Decepticon. Okay. I don't really have like a big, I thought maybe I'd have like a big like, hurrah, get out of here, you know, flare up thing, but I don't know. Maybe we'll just do, you know what we haven't done? We haven't done a scroll out. We haven't done a scroll out in a while. All because of the, I didn't want to, so you know what? Let's do a scroll. Let's do a scroll. Let's do a scroll, and we'll do a scroll. I'll do a Scottish. We'll do it Scottish scroll. We'll do a Scottish scroll, and we'll get on that, and we'll get out of here. It might sound like a little bit of everything. It'll be a little Australian. It'll be Scottish. It might even be Austrian. You know, with Arnold. We'll put Arnold. You know, like Arnold. You know, like we don't know exactly how to like maintain. I don't even know what that was. I think that was Irish, but I'm not quite. Is that right? It might be Scott. Holy Christ! All right, let's scroll back up. Let's scroll back up, and we'll go. We're scrolling, and we're going to start with. Oh, you know we're gonna start with Nerd Nature. Love you, Mosh Fam. Super profundo on the early eve of your day. You too, Nerd Nature. You have a good one. Nefer Mama, have a beautiful day, all. You too, Nefer. Jakarta, konnichiwa. Deborah Pearl with the emotes. I love the emotes, Debbie. I love the. Thank you, Deb. Do you even like Debbie? I said Debbie, like I thought maybe that was your name, and instead it's like Deborah. I've always said Deborah. Everyone's ever said Deborah. But are you okay with Debbie? I don't think you should be okay with Debbie just to be okay with Debbie. If you like Debbie, then go with it. You know what I'm saying? Build the much love, mash fam. Jesus Christ. Hey, Brooke, where is this, I don't know. Derek Anderson, slow scroll out. I'm trying, I'm slow, okay? But I don't think we need to be mentioning that, alright? Chuck, what we lack is not so much leisure time as is to reflect and time to feel. I don't like thinking about what I should have been thinking about. I just do it. I don't like thinking about what I should have done. Just do it. Chuck, and are still ahead of us, Margaret Mead. God bless Margaret for taking the time to read all of that. Jimmy Max, have a great day. Jodie's have an awesome day, week, fam. Everyone, where be we, with the question mark, Jakarta, Aussie, right? Yeah, alright, there we go. Hip Kitty, everyone have a groovy day. Big time love to everyone. I don't know what I rolled my R there for a minute, and I didn't mean to roll my R. Scots don't roll their R's. Okay, we get them forward. All right, we alright, we pirate our R's. Okay, we don't roll our R's. Okay. The Exception, have a wonderful day. I'm at the office, so I can't participate, but I love listening. I love that you're here, The Exception. Thank you. Herbie Van Werby, for the Detroit Mushlab merch, go check out the website with the .detroitmushlab.net. Check it out in the with the thing. Okay, it's like a thing I have to do, and I don't mean to do it. Okay, I'm Scottish, not fucking Australian. Okay, you want me to? I'm trying to be Scottish here. Okay, what is the best piece of advice you've ever received? Just be you. And not like in that bullshit, like, just be you. Just like, don't worry. Don't worry. Derek Anderson, thank you, Brooke, and everyone for an awesome morning. Love you all and have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow. You as well. You as well, Derek Anderson, with the wrench. Jesus Christ, bye, Sherry, my sweetheart. Take care. I'll miss you till we meet again. I love you. I love Jesus Christ, loving Hip Kitty Sherry, loving Jesus Christ on my feed, in my mouth, as I speak it out loud. It feels good to say the stuff. You know, love is a good word to just have on your tongue, and you're like, oh man, that feels good. Alright, Herbie von Werby with the emotes. Troop and Doop with the blessings, everyone. It's good to see you, Troop. I don't see you very often. The Wars, have a great day, everyone. Love you, Brock. Love you too, the Wars. I think I got everything cleared out today. Deborah Pearl, let's stay with Deborah. Alright, I'm gonna stay with Deborah. I ain't going with Debbie. No Debbie, okay? Debbie's dead. Alright, I killed Debbie. I'm gonna strangle Debbie, and Debbie won't be here anymore. Okay? We won't have to worry about that stupid. I'm not gonna say the words. Alright, but Debbie's dead. Alright, no more Debbie. We've got Jotties, we got the golden rule. Oh, Hip Kitty by Broke Light Show, sweetheart. I love you too, Hip Kitty. Enjoy the scones, everyone. The wars. Jesus, are we serving scones? Do we have scones? I want scones. What do you mean we've got scones? I didn't know we had pastries. What do you mean we've got pastries? I need I'm hungry. You see, I've only been drinking Mountain Dew. That hungry, man. It activates the sugar in the metabolism, and it makes you want to go a little bit faster and faster. You know, no, but I got a slow scroll because of Derek Anderson. He's like, oh, slow scroll. I'm like, alright, I guess I'll slow the scroll. I'm kidding. Showing peace and good vibes to you all. You too, Showing. Thank you. Shakar, good night. Joe D's with the laughs. Shakar, I'm being silly. Absolutely. Hip Kitty with the... Oh, she did it. She did it. I usually wait for, like... I haven't seen Laura. Maybe she's not here today. But, like... Give a hug. I'll give a hug. I'll try. I will. I'll get there. I will get there. Okay? I promise you. It's Jesus Christ, hug, and you need to pee on a stick after. I don't want to do it. Hip Kitty, give it away. Hip Kitty, boy, that. There we go. We've got Jotties. Blandy, good morning. Good morning to you. Troop and Doop reminds me of the movie, Fifth? It probably should. Jotties, Niffer Mama, with Jesus Christ and the Brie Hendricks and the Catzilla, and I didn't get a scone, Derek Anderson says. I didn't get a scone either. Okay, Derek, you and I, we're in the same. I would think maybe you would save a scone for the host. You know what I mean? Alright, I'm not saying that, like, my job is better than yours, okay? I'm not, but I did host the goddamn show. I've been busy for an hour. What have you been doing? No work? I see what you did there. Alright, Herbie von Werby, the Walls, Niffer. Here we go. I caught up to you. Let's get out of here before we end up doing anything silly. Remember, if you give a hug, you get a hug back. And what I mean by that is, you have a hug, right? And then you give the hug to someone. Or you know what? I like hugging my dog, Ruff. You could hug your dog, and because I know that my dog, like Ruff, he'll hug me back, and that's what it is. Like, you give a hug to a dog or a cat. Maybe can you hug a cat? Last time I hugged a cat, I gave the cat away. Alright, you could hug a beaver. And if you, I don't know what that means. I don't know, okay? You could hug, so if you give a hug back, then that means that you gave a hug, and now you're getting a hug, and it's a lot of physics, okay? The physics of hugs, and the giving of, and the metaphysics of hugs, and the giving of, it's ridiculous. It's silly. If you give a hug, you get a hug back. Oh, alright, that's a lot easier. There's a lot of work to get from here to... See what I did there? Ah, man! It's been a good day. I love you guys. Let's get out of here. make sure everything that you just did for an hour connects too, and then into like a big flare off, and then like you know what I mean, like and then just like ha, and then like slam the door as you walk out. You know, slam the door, slam.